Namaste everyone. I hope you all are doing well. We are here to discuss on today's topic, which is training versus practice, and we want to spread or share our insights about this topic. Many people think training and practice as one single thing, and many people have this perspective of they think training is physical while practice is more spiritual. What do you think about this topic, and what's your take on this, Kaya?
Yeah, training is really common. It's what we see in all the fitness and all the influencers. A lot of them are training or exercising, teaching you different ways to move to make you healthy or strong, which is not bad, it's not wrong, but we challenge that perspective and we'd like to see if we can help you shift your own mindset towards how you train your body and if you can incorporate more of a perspective of practice versus training.
Beautiful. As Kayla explained, like training is more goal oriented while practice is more awareness oriented. In training, we think of number of reps, number of how heavy the weight we are lifting, the intensity, time under tension, how much, how I am looking. It's more of aesthetic perspective. When it comes to practice, there you dive deep into awareness, sensation, how do you feel, how your breath is flowing, and where you feel more stuck, and what is changing within you, outside you. Like you go settle deeper into the movement or the practice.
Yeah, it's a much more of an internal journey, internal into the sensation, the feeling, what's really happening by way of the movements that you're doing and that you're performing. To the point that you almost lose your awareness of the number of repetitions because you're feeling so much into the body, allowing for the movement to start to become a lot more intuitive and a lot more about connection than it is progress or reaching a specific goal. So let's look at this. We want to share a few practices with you and show you the different mindset of training or exercise versus practice. So this really common one, cat and cow, which we see in yoga, we see it in the gym, we see it in physiotherapy. It's a really great treatment. It's a really great movement for the spine. And often we connect it to our breath. We inhale, drop the belly down, look up, exhale, lift, look down. Now, if we consider this more training, let's focus on reps. Let's do 5 repetitions. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And just moving the body up and down, focusing a bit more on the technique, focusing on, okay, am I getting this movement? I'm looking up, I'm dropping my belly, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Now let's shift this. Instead of focusing on repetition, let's slow it down. So we inhale, and let's start to hone in on the different sensations we can feel. Feeling the way the neck is stretching as you open the neck forward. Feeling the way the belly is expanding downwards. Exhale. Feel all those deep abdominal muscles tucking inwards and the chin dropping to the chest. Feel a gentle stretch along the whole back of the spine. Inhale, coming up, we squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel the muscles between the shoulder blades really creating that tension. And as we exhale, drawing the belly in, feeling the pelvis round and arching the back, pulling the shoulder blades apart, stretching through the neck, feeling the hands as they are pressing into the ground. Where is the weight distributed? Is it distributed into your heel and your fingertips? How is it coming into your knees, into the top of your toes? Really feeling all the points of contact to the ground, not just paying attention to the spine, but really coming into a full body awareness of what's happening by way of your sensation. Can you guys see the difference? Yeah? Beautiful.
So from outside, the practice and training looks same. The training will have its benefit if you're doing this practice called cat and cow. It will give like spinal fluidity, blood circulation, all those physical benefits. But when it comes to practice, it will help you in connecting with yourself, understanding this small sensations and engagement, what's happening with the each transition, each movement. Let's move to our second example of the day, which is again very common, called 90-90 switches. It's like a very beautiful practice for covering the hips. The hips are moving from internal to external rotation. Let's take this example as a training. We'll move for quite, like, let's say 10 reps. You'll drop the legs in and out, moving from the starting position. You're taking the support. Maybe you'll use the breath if required. This is how it will look when you're training. Let's understand this, the same movement with the perspective of practice. What is happening, you'll first thing you'll do is you'll slow down the movement. The breath is leading the movement. You're very much connected with the breath, the sensation, the movement, what is happening in the hip socket, how the femur or the thigh bone is rotating in and out. If let's take this example, this position, the hip, this outer hip is, the front hip is focusing on external rotation, while the second hip or leg is working on internal rotation. And when we switch, we inhale in the center, we exhale, we drop the legs on this side, and there is a change in the rotation. The hip, which is the internal rotation, goes in external rotation. Feel the engagement in the outer hip, what is happening in the sensation in the lower back, how your spine or lower back is organizing itself, how much weight you're giving to your hands, are you taking all the support from the hands, what happens, developing some curiosity, what will happen if you minimize the support of the hand and fully work on your hips itself. There's like a whole different change. Now you'll have different engagement and awareness and sensation. Observe what is happening in the knees, how the knees has this small element of rotation coming into action with this transition as you move in and out. And of course, please include this practice. This is amazing practice with a lot of benefits.
One more practice we want to share with you is when we come into quadruped, face the camera, and you're going to lift the knees up off of the ground. This is called bear pose. Really great exercise that you'll see on a lot of HIIT programs in the gym. As what we're going to do by way of training is we're called shoulder taps in this bear position, where you tap, tap, tap. You're going to feel the burn, you're going to feel the shoulders, you're going to feel the core, you're going to feel the knees, you're going to feel the whole body in this movement. It's very engaging. It's a really great exercise to bring a lot of benefits into the body. Now, we focus on reps. He's probably at 10, 15 reps. Great. Good job. Feel the burn. Move, push through that pain of fire in the muscles, yeah? Rest down. Now, that is a training approach, right? Where we go into the position, we do the movement, we burn through it, we go for that specific repetition. And now let's go into a more practice-oriented mindset here. So first off, let's slow it down. Instead of just going straight into the tap, let's just feel the way the weight shifts. Yeah, so instead of lifting the hand all the way to the shoulder, let's just lift the hand up off of the ground just gently and switch to the other side. And feel what changes in the body. Feel the way your weight is shifting into the feet, into the hips, the way it's pushing the core engagement. He's having to really engage the core to keep everything stable here. He's obviously doing it very beautifully because he's on it, but this is actually not as easy as it looks, right? See how stable his hips are. It's really bringing in that core. See the way his knees are staying off of the ground and just like 1-2 inches. He's really engaging in his toes and his hand and his finger, pulling into the shoulder, into the rotator cuff. And as he starts to bring in the tap to the shoulder, it's really forcing him to stabilize and engage. What happens with practice is when you start to slow it down and when you start to become a lot more aware, you're actually going to make that movement a lot more effective. You're actually going to start recruiting more muscles, creating more stabilization, more connection to the muscles as a whole. So it actually becomes not only more effective, but more healthy for the body. It can be really transformative. Great. Thank you.
So these were our insights, few practices with which we wanted to share the difference between practice and training.
Yeah, we hope that you guys can have a little bit more clarity around this topic, and we invite you to consider this not just for your training sessions, not just for your exercise, but also in your daily life. as you could actually be practicing all day long as soon as you wake up. It's what stops practice, where practice ends, is where awareness ends. Right, Amit?
Exactly. You can set the timer for training, like 2 hours in the gym, 2 hours in the track and field, or something like that. But practice, you can take it, there's no starting, no ending. You can practice all day until you can build awareness. You can practice language, you can practice building up relationship, you can practice how to garden, how to cook. Practice could be anything,
Yes, it's
like
all about being aware, being conscious, being connected to your body in that present moment. As soon as you lose the connection to the body, the practice stops. Yeah, so we invite you, we challenge you to try and bring this mindset of practice, of awareness, of conscious, intentional movement into your daily life, and especially into your training sessions. Thank you so much.
I hope this makes sense, and if you resonate with us and you learn something, please like, subscribe. We are Learn, Move, Heal on Instagram. Join us in our journey. Have a beautiful day.
Thank
Keep
you.
moving.